What's up, CEOs? So today we are talking about how to get your dealer license before Christmas, even if you have bad credit or you have no money. All right. So subscribe to this video because you're watching this video right now on YouTube. Don't hide because you're helping others to know that you found this and you found it some good information and you found that it was some good information. Okay. So subscribe and then also subscribe for yourself because these next sets of free trainings are really gonna be what you need. Okay, that's all I can really say right now. Okay, and then also join the free dealer club for more support. This video goes down live there first, and then you can also ask questions and get some answers. Okay, I'm Shamel. I started the Auto Dealer Business School to help startup dealers to succeed. Okay, I want to help you to buy cars and sell cars you feel good about, have happy customers, and make a lot of money. This video is sponsored by Drama-Free Licensing, which is now getting fast dealer license approvals for dealers, which is saving them time and money and is making everybody happy. Okay, I'm happy too. What we do in Drama-Free Licensing is we will take over the entire licensing process for you. We will find your dealer location. We will complete all the paperwork and we will even get you set up to buy and sell cars so that you can be successful. So comment Drama-Free Licensing for details. Okay. So today I want to talk about how to get your dealer license before Christmas, even if you have a few obstacles, because pretty soon we have a web class coming up called Dealer License Live. And I am going to break down completely how to get your dealer license in all states, okay? So that you can figure out what's the best path for you and just go ahead and follow the yellow brick road, all right? So why get a dealer license instead of be a dealer rep or flip cars? If you have seen any of my videos, you know that I started flipping cars and I decided to get a license for a couple of reasons. One, I was tired of going from place to place to just buy one car. Very rarely would I go somewhere and there would be more than one car to buy. Okay. So I felt like I was wasting time flipping cars and trying to get cars to buy because I would answer one Facebook Marketplace ad or Craigslist ad because Craigslist was everything back then, and then go see that one car and then check out that one car and then have to transfer that one car. So that was one issue with flipping cars. The other issue was with the open titles. Okay, just being transparent. Like one, I had anxiety when it was time for a sale because a customer might have an issue with the open title, with it not being my name on the front. You know, like they'd be like, what's your name? This not your name, right? What's your driver's license? Let me see who this is. Who is this person? Why you got this car? Why you got this title, right? It was always like a lot of questions about the title. And then when I decided that sometimes the questions were a little too much, or if I wanted to avoid the questions, or sometimes by request by the customer, I would get the title in my name. But then, of course, that would cut into my profits because I would have to pay the taxes and register the car, get the title. Then you could get title printed same day, okay, and get it back. So, but then I had to go and all that, okay? So I was like, all right, I'm kind of tired of doing all that. And then the other issue was the shadiness that it brought up when selling a deal. Like not only the title shadiness, but then there was also the shady location part, like meeting people in shady places like grocery stores, gas stations, etc. It was just harder to sell. Like I got more no's than I got yeses. Even if I was just straight honest, like, hey, I'm flipping cars. I bought this car. We fixed it. And I'm selling it, right? Still, people were hesitant. So I got more no's than yeses. Okay. So those were the problems with flipping cars. And it's kind of the same with the rep. With the rep and flipping cars, you have no access to dealer auctions. So so if as a rep, if your dealer license or dealer auction gets, or your auction access gets locked out because someone didn't pay, now you don't have no access. Like, it's so unpredictable. And then of course, flipping cars, you don't have auto access or auction access because you didn't pay for it, right? And you don't have a license. So no access to dealer auctions. Oftentimes you got to buy one car at a time. Okay, no floor plan to be able to finance inventory is another issue with being a rep or flipping cars versus being a licensed dealer. The title shadiness, which I was talking about, killing deals. I was talking to a guy who flips cars in New York, and he was like, he find the car, he buy the car, he invested everything he needed to in the car, advertise it or market it, get a buyer, meet the buyer, like all this time, right? Invested. And then the buyer come out and then they be like, this title though, lost deal after deal after deal after deal, especially if you're a man. Okay. And I say that only because women are more trusted than men are in this business. So especially if you're a man, the title shadiness is going to be an issue. And then also the shady locations, like I was saying, meeting people, not having like a legit location. And people are like hyper aware now. Like, they don't want to be scammed. Nobody wants to be scammed. And we are in high scam economy. Whenever the economy is struggling, the scams are high and people are aware of that. So I could imagine dealer reps and people flipping cars everywhere are struggling right now because people being weary of scams, right? Even if it's a good deal. And that's the other thing, having to like discount, like major discount your car to even attract somebody to your seemingly shady operation, right? Okay. And then on top of all of that, why you might want to be a licensed dealer versus a rep or flip cars is you can't even finance. And we're in a high finance economy right now. Okay. So you can't finance. You can do that if you are your own dealer. And then just in general, like if you're tired of the hustle, if you want to create something a little more predictable, something that works for you a little better, something that you can plan with, that you can invest in, that you can grow, that you can make you more money and good money, you need a business for that. Like, you need to be able to go legit so that you can fully go all in, right? If you're doing a good thing with the rep and flipping cars, if it is working out for you, that is a sign that you're good at this. It's time to invest, take it to the next level so that you can make it be something sustainable and stable. I was trying to mix them two words together, for you and your family, all right? Because we are going into a time where, as you see, things changing quickly, you need something a little more reliable, predictable, sustainable, and something you can control, okay, to be able to make your money, okay? It was a time when government jobs was the jobs to have because it was predictable, right? But if you can't control it, nothing is predictable. So having your own business, you can control, okay? And then that way you got your own revenue stream. All right, CEOs. So just saying, that's why you would choose your own dealer license over being a rep or flipping cars. All right. Any questions? Let me know. All right. Now, the second part of this is, and if you have any more questions about the dealer license process, register or sign up for Dealer License Live. Okay. The second thing I want to tell you about is, I get a lot of questions like, is this a good time? Because, sales are kind of slow. This is our slow season though. Tax season is coming up. And sales are slow because we're not learning the lessons of the past. Okay. We are in the same economy as 2008. And in 2008, what soared or what succeeded during that time was affordable cars, cash cars, okay? So this is a good time for cash cars, okay? Also, what soared then during that time was buy here, pay here. Buy here, pay here lots by far succeeded more than any other lot during the 2008 recession. Okay. So like all we got to do, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. All we got to do is just take the same lesson and apply it now. So buy here, pay here with tight operations though, is a good time for it right now. And when I say tight operations, like, yes, you have to know what you're doing so that you don't lose right now in this economy. Okay. What else is a good time right now? Salvage cars. Like in 2008, our salvage market wasn't like it was wasn't like it is now. But salvage cars allows us to have even more affordable cars, even more cash cars, cheaper luxury cars, things that make people come out and buy them. Okay. Because of the price, because of what it is. All right. So it is a good time right now to sell salvage cars. And it's always a good time to sell luxury cars because people who have money will have money. Okay. So, the luxury, the most luxurious of the luxurious cars will always be in demand. All right. So that's what it is. It's a good time for all those right now. Affordable cars, cash cars, salvage cars, luxury cars, buy here, pay here. Okay. I do not recommend you have buy here, pay here if you don't have tight operations and funding. I am able to help people to get funding. Okay. If you need funding, you're thinking about buy here, pay here, and you need funding, comment funding, and I will get you pre-qualified so you can get you some money for your buy here, pay here lot. Okay. What's up? All right. So that's, is this a good time? Easiest states to get licensed. I know you want to know that. Okay. And I know one of the most popular ones that most people know about is Georgia. Okay. Yes, Georgia is one of the easiest states to get licensed. It is about to get a little harder though. If you are not licensed before December, the location requirement is changing and it is going to increase and it is going to cost you more money to get licensed because the location is going to cost you more. So this is why I'm doing this video, this awareness. Go ahead and get approved before Christmas so that you can get in on the cheaper location option. But yes, Georgia is one of the easiest states to get licensed. We are getting approvals in 2 weeks. I thought it was a fluke, but we have done it again and again and again now. So it is official. Okay. 2-week approvals in Georgia. California is another state to get, that's easy to get licensed because the location requirement is not that difficult to satisfy. Again, we find you a location with drama-free licensing. We are getting approvals in 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. Just confirmed. All right. 2 to 3 weeks, in California. Arizona is an easy state to get licensed. All right. Again, because the location requirement is not that, high. Florida is also easy to get licensed. Now, their location requirement is a little higher. I mean, they require 2 display spaces, but their approvals are 7 days. Okay. So talk about saving time and money. All right. Sometimes you got to balance it out. Okay. So Florida is one of the easiest states to get licensed, and Texas. I know there are a couple of Texas dealers on here that or people who are in the process who are struggling to get approved. If you need somebody to review your application even after it's been submitted, contact us, because the reason why you're struggling to get approved is because your application was not done correctly. Okay. So in Texas, we are getting fast approvals, 30 to 45 days. So Texas in general, they just take their time. It is the wild, wild west. Okay. But we are getting faster approvals than you can on your own. There are people in Texas been waiting a year and a half. Okay. So come and we'll help you out. But Texas does have an easy process to get licensed. Okay. We're going to go through all the states and what the requirements are in the Dealer License Live web class. Okay. So if you want to sign up for Dealer License Live, comment live. All right. So we can go through all the states requirements, because some of them, even though they didn't make the top 5 easiest states to get licensed, still aren't that hard to get licensed in. Just, honorable mentions: Nevada, not that bad. Okay. And I can't think of any place else right now off the top of my head, but still, come to Dealer License Live. We'll run down each, and we'll also, run down, how long it'll take. Okay. And what the requirements are for each. All right. Now, next question: how much? So we get this question a lot. The license process is going to cost you anywhere between $1,500 and $5,000, depending on where you are, what the location requirement is, and how long it's going to take you to get approved. Okay. Yes, you need your location before you apply. Yes, you need everything before you apply. Everything they say is a requirement you have to have before you apply. So that's the location, the bond, the insurance, whatever they say you got you have to have that, then apply, then wait. Okay. If you want to skip all that drama and anxiety, we'll submit it for you. Make sure you have everything you have. And while you're waiting, we'll call and we will bug them for you. Not be annoying, because we don't want to, pee anybody off. We want them to approve you, but we will follow up to the point where they will be like, look, let me just approve y'all because you get on my nerves. Okay. That's how, because we have the system to be able to do that. And I know you may not, because you got a job, you trying to start a business, whatever. But that's what we do in drama-free licensing to help you get approved faster. All right. So that's how much. It's about $1,500 to $5,000 depending on the state. If you come to Dealer License Live, I do break down the cost per state, okay, and what you are paying for. So again, if you want to sign up for Dealer License Live, comment live and I will send you the information to sign up. Okay, so that is cost, $1,500 to $5,000. That's not including inventory, okay, $1,500 to $5,000. All right, and then the last thing I want to talk about in this training is what disqualifies you from being approved. I know a lot of people are like, look, man, I ain't trying to spend a whole lot of money and then get denied, right? So like, tell me up front, like I got bad credit. Is that an issue? I have previous arrests, felonies, misdemeanors. Is that an issue? Like, what is going to disqualify me? Okay. In most states, bad credit does not disqualify you from being approved. At the most, bad credit will just cost you a little more money. All right. We will also talk about what some alternatives are if you have bad credit. Just a sneak peek. When I first started, I had bad credit. I had to get a partner to qualify for the bond so that I would have less startup costs. Okay. So we'll talk about partners and partnership at Dealer License Live, and like what it means and what it means for your auction access and what it means about who owns the dealership and all that. All your questions about partnerships and partners will be at Dealer License Live. Okay. Comment live. All right. So that's as much as having bad credit will affect you. You may have some issues qualifying for a floor plan if you have bad credit. We will talk more about floor plans at Dealer License Live, but in the meantime, floor plan is a line of credit for you to buy vehicles for your business. All right. But that's like the extent. It won't disqualify you from a license. All right. So then let's talk about what will disqualify you. Any like currently pending criminal anything. Okay. Like you are currently in court, like your case is currently active, or you currently have a warrant. Okay. Anything like that will have to be resolved before you will be approved. All right. As far as felonies go, there are different levels of what kind of felonies will be approved. And we'll talk about those more in Dealer License Live, like what each one is and like how long there's a waiting period. But felonies in general require positioning, okay? Especially any felonies that have to do with money or cars, like car related. And what I mean by money is like embezzlement, wire fraud, check fraud. And what I mean by car is like odometer fraud, title fraud, stuff like that. Okay. Those will require some positioning. It doesn't necessarily disqualify you, but you will have to position to communicate that, you know what, I made some bad decisions in the past. That's in the past. Moving forward, I'm trying to be honest about being in business. Okay. That's the extent of that. But as far as disqualifying you, a felony is not the end of the story. Okay. A felony or a misdemeanor or an arrest or anything like that is not the end. So if you want to get cleared, if you want your criminal history cleared, we will pull your background check with your permission. You know, you join, we get your background check. We will do a preliminary assessment on what you got going on and what the dealer license board is likely to say, whether it's the board or DMV or whatever, what they're likely to say about you being approved. Okay. And if you're not able to be approved, then we will position you to be able to be approved with a partner. Okay. So comment live if you want to join Dealer License Live so you can learn about how to get around past convictions. Okay, CEOs, questions. I know I dropped a lot, but I wanted to give you a lot of information because I have been answering questions about getting your dealer's license for a while now. Our dealer license program where we get you licensed, it has been growing and it's been doing great for people. And it's time, it's time to piss on the pot to get off, right? As my grandmother would say. Okay, as my grandmother would say, like, it's time to like make it do what it do. If this is for you. Okay, so if you want to get licensed by Christmas, the time to act is now. All right, you need to get your stuff together. You need to make your decision, gather information, make your decision, put it all together, submit it, be approved. Okay, I can help you each step along the way. Comment live to register for Dealer License Live. If you need funding, comment funding. If you are ready for your license, comment drama free. So we can go ahead and get your package put together and submitted. All right, CEOs. As always, I am here for you, praying for your success. I am praying for this industry, this business. I am hoping that this business grows, this industry sustains and it grows and it gets better for the dealers and for the buyers. I am praying that we move into the future, and the future is small dealerships being able to provide great cars and great solutions for people in need of affordable cars and for any car they want, right? For any car they want, okay? Even if they just want to get a better car than what they got right now, okay? That is my prayer. And so I am praying for your success. If you want to be one of the dealers who are here doing God's work, okay, helping people with affordable cars. I say that because I went over to this brewery 2 weeks ago. That's one of the words that's hard for me to say. But anyway, I went over like 2 weeks ago to this brewery, and the guy pouring me the beer was flipping cars. Like, what are the odds, right? But that's just how it works. So we chatted up about cars, and he, asked me what kind of cars I sell, and I told him affordable cars, and he said, "You're doing God's work." And I was like, you know what? It is, because it's not the sexiest of the of the markets. It's not the most lucrative in terms of per transaction of the market either, but it is the most necessary. It is the most needed. It is the most in demand, and it is God's work. And I was like, you know what? I am going to use that because yes, it is God's work. But okay, like God, just because it's God's work don't mean it's easy. So you need skills, you need help, you need assistance. Get what you need, okay? Because my prayers without your actions means nothing, okay? You have got to act. You have got to do it. You have got to take the leap. You have got to take the risk. You have got to say, listen, I'm going to follow this, and I'm going to do everything that it needs to be successful, right? You can't go out to bake a cake and then don't put the right ingredients in the cake and expect it to taste good. Same thing with your dealership, all right? You need to add the certain ingredients that makes it good, okay? So you need to take action. And I believe Auto Dealer Business School is one of those ingredients that's going to make it work out, all right? So comment what you need, and I will see you in the next training, CEOs, all right? Be blessed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.